Amazon is having the Prime Big Deal Day October 10th and the 11th of 2023. Is it possible that they are going to offer enough incentive for Magic the Gathering players to buy sealed product? In today's video, we are going to discuss that very possibility and what products might be offered to attract the players and their wallets. Just like Scrooge McDuck, everybody wants a good deal. You want to save every penny you can, and you always want to feel like you came out ahead. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel today. Now, before we get today's video started, a thank you to everyone who's been subscribing to the channel and helping me get closer to the 20,000 subscriber mark. We're around 870 subscribers away from reaching the goal, and I can't wait to share the party information with you this week. It is going to be epic. So if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed today's content, slam down, man. Hit that subscribe button, join the channel, join the conversation of Magic we have here each and every day of the week. Now, the Amazon Prime Days. Everyone loves a good deal. Here we have another experience about to happen. A moment in time where players will look forward to and possibly get amazing deals. Now let's think about what Wizards of the Coast has done in 2023 and what possibilities are going to be there. It is no surprise to anyone that something like Commander Masters 2023 will have a small kind of sale of some type. We already know the prices are kind of low, but don't be surprised if they're kind of clearing some of that stuff out and trying to get it off the books. Now, when you also think about products this year, let's not forget things like the Epilogue boosters from Aftermath. They didn't sell that great. There's probably a lot of them on hand. I would expect some of those possibly to be there. March of the Machines would be another one you could probably hit up. But you've also got to realize those are not the heaviest production numbers. The heaviest ones they've probably got on the books right now are going to be sets from the last 12 to 24 months ago. We are talking about things like Streets of New Capenna, possibly even things like Call Time still, Dominaria United. I would expect there to be a lot of those products still sitting in the warehouse, and those things need to be cleared out. They need to be moved off the books because the fourth quarter earning call, it's going to come faster than they realize. But they know they need to get this stuff off, make the books look like they're in good order so they can report back to the shareholders that they are saving money, they're advancing the agenda of the company, and they are moving in a fiscally responsible way. Now, Amazon is the best way for them to move these products. They can send it off as a giant shuttle service, man, warehouse to warehouse, let them handle everything from the logistics to the marketing and get it off the books. I wish they would go the route of offering it to all the amazing LGS stores across Canada, the US, and around the world. We're not likely to get that ever, but I wish they would. I wish there was a way that they could function as a more coherent, cohesive organism to communicate and get these deals done. But in this case, we've only got Amazon. Now, what I find interesting as well is players love to chase in a good deal. But so many players will say, I'm only buying this if it's... And then they pause. The deal day comes along. And they never gave a number. And now they see that, oh, Streets of New Capenna boxes are $79.99 Canadian. Which means which is like $60 US, like some crazy deal. But they didn't give the number, and then when that deal comes along, they say, that deal's not good enough. I'll only buy if it was $5 or $10 less. They want a better deal. It's never going to be good enough for some people, but other players will look at some of these opportunities as chances to buy some sealed product to enjoy, to open, to crack, to draft, to chaos, whatever they're really into. And yes, there will be some speculators who will buy the boxes, hoping that at some point the market is going to recover. But here's a flip side to this entire deal day. In the past, we had things like Boxing Day, Cyber Monday. Over the years, things have evolved and changed. And just like this in Magic the Gathering, this company is changing. It may be an imperceivable kind of movement that we don't really recognize yet. It may be something that, YouTube content creators have kind of mentioned. We've had this feeling that the boat is slowly turning away and that the print numbers will get corrected. The print runs will be tightened. I still think that's going to happen. I think within the next 24 months, maybe even less, somewhere in 2024 is when the change is going to happen for sure. But that's when we are going to notice that Wizards of the Coast has tightened their print runs. They're not going to have Amazon dump days. They're not going to dump their products out because they're making less of it. And they can afford to keep what little they have left in the warehouse. They are not going to overprint to the extent they did before. This will do several things for the company. Number one, they won't get the bad press of having to dump this stuff on the open market and have everyone go, see, another Amazon dump day. This stuff is worthless. They don't like that any more than you guys do. They want to make money. And by making money, they got to keep things on a tight control. And that means tightening up those print runs. Maybe they couldn't do it quick enough, but we all knew it was going to happen. And I still think it's going to happen. Now, when that goes forward and you start seeing the tighter runs, yes, that means the single card market will increase in price. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to increase the prices of boxes. Because if they tighten the runs and they make the print runs smaller, they know their cards are more valuable. They know that people will find more value in the boxes. And that, of course, lends them raising the prices and charging us more money, which means all those things work in the company's favor in the long run. As much as we may hate on the company and don't, they are being fiscally responsible to their shareholders, not to us, the players. I'd like it if they did, but they won't. That's not the way they look at things. We as the players will critique them till the ends of the earth, but they're never really going to change unless they have to, unless they're forced to by the public and the consumer that serves them en masse. Not the individual voices. It has to be a unified front. Now, when I look at this stuff going forward, and I realize that in the past, things like this have happened before. We have history of seeing these kind of deals come and go, and then you look back and say, do you remember when that used to be on sale? Do you guys remember when they used to dump this stuff on Amazon? Picture 5 years from now, if they do tighten the print runs and things kind of turn around slowly and get better and better for the game as a whole, not individuals, and you look and say, okay, they've lowered the production runs, they're not getting the bad press anymore. Maybe we had a dream day and they improved the card quality so players had a little bit less to gripe about. And then players look back like the old men of age, the old people of age, whatever you want to say, old age, and say, hey, do you remember the day when they used to have deals? When they used to dump this product? When they used to pay like $80 a box, $90 a box on sale instead of $150? And now we're paying $220 a box? But there's never any deal days and it's not overprinted. It's kind of crazy how things have changed. I almost wish they went back to overprinting. It's human nature to do that, and we do this stuff all the time. It gets crazy like this when our brains start thinking about the past and we bring it up and say, oh, we wish for the good old days. The good old days. Where people are going to say, Amazon was a good old day. Amazon Prime days. What a great deal that used to be. It's like people who look fondly on things like consumers distributing, Sears catalogs coming to your home, circling what you wanted for Christmas. We're going to look back on that and say, oh, I wish I bought 2 of those boxes of sealed products. Oh, I wish I bought that Warhammer 40K Commander deck when it was on sale. I know some of you are going to say I would never do that. Maybe you're the person who won't. But many of us will, and we will reflect on this stuff as just a form of nostalgia, of memory, and remember how things used to be. It happens all the time. Because I remember paying 75 cents a pack for Fallen Empires and Homelands. I remember paying $2.50 for Ice Age packs. This is where we're at. How about $2? No, $2.50 for Alpha packs back in the day. Canadian. Crazy stuff used to happen back then. As these card games have aged and accelerated and evolved, things change. And Amazon Prime Day, like you're seeing in the backdrop here, it may not be offering Magic the Gathering in the near future, or at least not as many products. Maybe the dead-end products. Maybe we'll see Jumpstart, because they probably have a lot of that left over. They're probably going to put some Jumpstart stuff up there on the Amazon Prime Day at like $50 a box and try to move it. But in the future, you won't find those Jumpstart boxes because they're not producing anymore. It's a mothballed product that they kind of evolve and change and try to find a way to get into your wallet, but they'll do it over time. And then we'll nostalgia and reflect back on that and critique it as well. It's human nature to do so. Either way, I think we're going to see some good deals. I think we're going to see a few things that players are going to be attracted to. I expect to see things like Kaldheim, Streets of New Capenna. These kind of things I think are the ones that really got overprinted. They really thought they'd be better than they were, and it was in an age when we were kind of coming out of COVID, which means I think they have a lot of that stuff on the books. A lot of that stuff has to be moved. Either way, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Now, for everyone out there, I would love to know what you think the Amazon Prime Day deal dumps are going to be. Slam that stuff down in the comment section. We'll take a bit of a consensus of what everyone feels is going to be there. If anything, you could also just comment saying nothing's going to be there, nothing of value. And I want to know what you guys are thinking. So then we can look back and reflect on this video about a week, 2 weeks from now and see what they did. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel today. You guys are epic. It's awesome to be here. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for another video. I'll see you all then. Yeah, you're looking at it. The patrons, the ones in the backdrop. You wonder who these people are? They're the ones who make it happen. They're the ones who help me. They're the ones who support me. These are the patrons. Brought to you by MTG Moxman. Patrons rock! Well, there you are. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble with MTG Moxman, the cinematic universe aftershot scenes where we just talk about stuff. We lean on things and we just talk. That's where I'm leaning on an old fireplace, actually. Can you believe I'm in the basement here with the green screen talking about Amazon dump days? And there are going to be dumps. There are going to be stuff. Don't worry, I didn't go anywhere. I just had to get a water. So, I find it interesting. I always find things interesting, don't I? But the idea that with the Amazon dump days, with the things coming up, players are expecting these massive deals. Crazy, crazy deals. It's not going to happen. They're only going to do enough, they think, to move some of the product they need to move. Enough of a deal to attract a select amount of the audience, to get them to buy something. There will be no drastic deals. None. They've already done a whole bunch this year. They had a whole bunch of private things get done. The company's doing fairly well, which means they're not going to be in a position where they have to do massive amounts. They're going to do just enough. Just enough to get through the year and hopes that things get better in the next year. And yeah, I still think they're going to tighten those print runs. You know what? Time will tell. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. If they give me boxes for $49.99, I'm going to find somebody to ship those bad boys to me. Guys, either way, it's funny to talk about this stuff because I think 3-4 years from now, when I'm here talking with you guys and we're at like 50,000 subscribers, guess what? At that point, when we're talking about this stuff's going to be in the past and it doesn't happen anymore. That's what I think is going to be there. Guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Shop smart, shop smart. And let's put down... You ain't leading but two things right now. Jack and Jack left town. And of course, a big shout out and thank you to all the fantastic patrons I have supporting this channel each and every day. Without those patrons, this kind of content's just not possible. So a big shout out and thank you to all of them for making it happen each and every day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.